Thank you for meeting with me today, Cindy.
Yeah, I can see you, John.
So I've heard that. Well, can you tell me a little about yourself and how you're doing?
So I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. We're looking just for some new computers, some laptops for our employees. We're Sagittarius is the company that we are, and we do a lot of stuff on computers that requires a lot of processing power and a lot of 3D imaging and stuff like that. So we're just looking for some really high-end stuff, but also kind of looking to stay within our budget. And yeah, that's kind of what we're here. We've looked at a few different computers. The Boost M6700 is the one that you guys have as kind of the top of the market, right?
Yes.
And you guys have a few other models, and we've looked at a couple of your competitors. But yeah, can you tell me about your stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to have you here, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what we come to. And yeah, just like you said, our company is definitely we pride ourselves in trying to be the most advanced and basically breaking past those barriers. We've gotten a decent amount of good reviews from our new model that we had, and we're looking. We got an award, the TNET Editor's Choice. Basically, kind of just tells you how decent of a good computer it is. Hopefully, fulfill your needs. But before we, I just wanted to understand a little bit more of specifically what are you looking in a computer? Like, what basic functions do you want your computers to have?
Yeah, sure. So, like I mentioned, processing power is a big thing for us. We want to make sure it can handle whatever we need to do. We don't want to have a bottleneck because someone is just, their computer is slow, basically. We want to be able to be efficient and get all our work done. So that's important. Again, reliability is kind of similar to that, but just being able to, like, if we have to do maintenance a lot on the computer, if they're always breaking or something like that, that's going to be a real big issue. So we want something that's reliable, that we can count on, and that will get the job done. And like I said, a lot of 3D imaging and design and stuff like that. Some processing power really is a big thing.
Awesome. And as far as how long do you use these computers? Do you use them all day, a couple hours?
They're used pretty intensely. So in I think a month or two, we're going to be having a lot more people coming in. We kind of have a few months out of the year where we have a lot of more interns and just more academic people that are doing a lot of work. So it'll be pretty busy pretty soon.
Okay.
And we'll be going through a lot. Yeah.
Awesome. Going back to how we use them, as far as like storage wise, like what do you guys store a lot of it on the cloud? Is it mostly on the hard drive? Like what's?
It's typically just on the hard drive. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Going back to what you said, definitely, yeah. We our computers all have i15 processors, so basically, the faster processors that we have on the market. We have different variety of, as far as certain amount of gigabytes you can store your information on there, as well as different, type of batteries depending on what option you're looking at. Our computers are reliable, and they do come with a 3-year warranty. So and that also our next day on-site service. So basically, if you give us a call, you have trouble with computers, we'll be there as soon as we can, usually the next day. We'll be able to help you with that.
And that on-site service, that's part of the warranty, so that's just for the first 3 years, is that right?
Yes, it is. I believe so, yeah. But yeah, you seem very interested in the 3D hologram projection.
Yeah, I was looking at the hologram. I think that's a really cool thing you have going. So yeah, between the 4700 and the 6700, it seems like the big differences are like there's a little bit of a weight difference, but that's not a huge issue because we're not running around with it all the time, so that's not a huge issue. But then the hologram is something that the 6700 has, and then also the RAM has a lot more RAM than the 4700. So I was wondering if that RAM is expandable.
I'm sorry, where are you?
Oh, on the memory lane, it has 16 gigabytes versus 64 gigabytes. So 64 gigabytes would be great, but if we can get, obviously the 4700 is a significant amount cheaper. So if we were able to just upgrade that RAM, that might fit more in our budget. Is that a possibility?
So the computers are built this way.
Okay.
One way, I mean, a recommendation I could get is getting like what do they call it? Like an outer, like a hard drive,
Okay.
like an external hard drive. Usually this is just how our computers are built. Unfortunately, I can't customize them.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, that's just basically what I would recommend you doing. But
Okay.
yeah, as far as that, the main difference between the M6700 and the M6700 is, besides the materials that they're made out of, you said a little bit, the weight is a hologram projection. So the M6700 is the only computer that we have that has a hologram projection at the moment, and that's just because it came out in the last 4 months, and it's just something new that we were able to come up with, and it's kind of like the first of its kind. I do know that our competitors, the Challenger, the Challenger definitely, it's something that they've come close to. There's been a couple of some lawsuits filed against them, saying, claiming that they're better than ours. We've put them to the test, and I feel like we've come out on top. There's been, they're a little bit less expensive, and I believe one thing that comes with that is, you kind of pay what you get for, and that's just something that I would consider. But definitely, I have some certain amount of discounts and things that I can apply with you, since I'm definitely willing to negotiate this and hopefully find an agreeable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Something else I noticed is that the 6700 came out about 4 months ago, and before that it was 8 months before your last release, and then 12 months, and 18 months. So it looks like roughly every 4 or 5 months or so you guys have a product come out.
Yes.
I'm not sure how long you've been with Boost, but I was just wondering if you knew if that was kind of a typical pattern that you guys followed.
We definitely try to put in a decent amount of workout. I feel that with our newest edition, it's going to be a little bit longer before our next model comes out, just because it is the first of its kind. So we're definitely working out the kinks.
And that was my question. Like, if we buy this, is it going to be in 6 months? There's going to be something even better, and it's going to be obsolete?
That's a good question. Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a little bit longer than that. Because it's just like a new market. Like no one's ever had like a hologram projection. So little by little we're gonna work on that. But yeah, we definitely try to bring as much as innovative technology as we can. But this might slow the process a bit, which I don't mind, because we're all about quality and we want the best for our customers.
Has this been doing pretty well in the Asian market?
Yeah, it has. Going back to what I said, it has the TNET editor's choice, so it's one of the most effective, like as far as most innovative computers out there. Definitely, it's just like I said, the first of its kind.
Yeah.
So.
And do you guys do a lot of business in this area already?
Yeah, we do. We have a couple of going back to what I said, the Challenger. We've had a couple of people come to us before. They'll choose a Challenger. We have certain customers from that company come back to us. They're like
They're unsatisfied with the Challenger.
Certain comments that they said was that at certain angles, the holograms, you wouldn't be able to see them.
Okay.
Another one was after they would unexpectedly crash, and it would take 10 to 15 minutes for it to restart and get itself back up. And this is again from what the customer said. Basically, they haven't, it's a cheaper service, so they don't have as a good customer as we do. For example, that next day on-site service that we provide, I don't think the other company provides that, but we definitely do.
Okay, they reached out to us a little bit, just preliminary stuff, but we've talked to them a little bit, so that's really good to know. So thanks for sharing that. That's helpful information. Because we were kind of looking at them because they seem to offer very similar products for a little bit cheaper, but again, like you're saying, the quality, that's something you probably want to pay for up front, and not in repairs and service and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So obviously, to you, sales is something that's important. But are there other things that are important to you in this kind of situation? You guys said that you're already kind of in China, or sorry, in the Asian market, and you've got some competitors and stuff. Is there anything else that you guys are looking at expanding or improving on?
Definitely what I personally value is customer relationships. I always want to make sure you guys are satisfied and everything's okay. I think that that's very important, especially in the line of sales, is having that trust. I definitely feel like working with the customer to build that trust is essential to having good for example, good communication, making sure everything's all right. But yeah, definitely that's one area I do focus before sales. Having that basically that good ground, good reputation to basically you'll feel comfortable working with us.
Awesome. That's something that we're looking for too, so that's good to hear. Yeah, really product quality is very high on our list of things that we're looking for. We're kind of at the top of what we do, and it really helps other people to excel, so it's kind of like to be the best at what we do, we've got to have the best stuff. So
Definitely.
yeah. So let me see, let me just take a look at this. It looks like we're looking about 50 computers is what we're looking for, just for our employees. And what kind of quantity discounts do you guys offer?
So for our, we call them volume discounts. So these are for our little older models, so it wouldn't apply for the M6700, but it would apply to all the 3 models. And that is, if you do buy 10 or more of each of them, I can apply 10% reduction on basically those computers. So for every 10, I can take off 10% for the older models.
So if we were to get the 4700, we could buy 50 at 50% off?
So how it would work is, that is a good question. It would be 10% off of each of the 10, so it wouldn't add up. If that makes
okay,
sense.
so it's still just 10. So
basically
once
it would add
you
up
get
to 10%.
10,
Yeah.
10 or more, it's just 10% off.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So we have been looking at, like I mentioned, Challenger. We haven't talked to them much, but preliminary negotiations, they've mentioned they could offer us something around a 30% discount for a quantity like this. And obviously, it seems like you guys do have a better product, and we'd like to go with that, but if it's that significant of a price difference, maybe we can figure something else out that would kind of
Definitely,
be more.
yeah. We do have different basic discounts. I have. So you told me, you said you in a month, in like 30 days ish.
Yes. Let me double check. It's either 1 month or 2 months. Let me just make sure. Yeah, sorry, it'll be 1 month when everyone gets here.
Okay, perfect. So this is for our M6700.
Okay.
Since we do have that discount for our older models, we decided to add another discount to. Basically, it's called a delivery discount. So if you were to order the M6700, we can have them out there in 2 weeks, the earliest. If you do give us an extra week, so it would be 3 weeks. And we guarantee that they'll be in those 3 weeks, but that just gives us an extra time to kind of set up, and gives us more time to plan. Yeah, we would be able to apply a 3% discount to the whole purchase for the M67, for how many ever you decide to get.
You said 3% discount?
Yes.
Okay.
And then another discount that you can add easily onto that is a payment discount. So if you would pay usually we have our clients pay within 30 days. Sometimes they ask for extensions, and I'm more than willing to work with you. But usually if you pay within a week, I can apply an extra 2% to the whole purchase. So if you were to go with the M6700, potentially you can get up to 5% discount. And another thing that I did want to bring to your attention is the warranty. We can provide this applies to all the models, by the way, for the warranty discount. If you decide to bump the warranty down to 3 years, down to 2 years, and we won't provide the next day we won't guarantee it. We will have we'll be there as soon as we
It'll
can.
still be service, but
Yeah.
not like you do have
Like-
Amazon, but not Amazon Prime.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. We would be able to discount it an additional 4% from that. So you would have 2 years warranty. And again, like you said, those people that decide to have those 3 years of the next day service, they're on the top of our list a little bit just because they paid for that little extra more. But we are able to discount 4%, and that applies to each of the models.
Okay. So the retail price for the 6700 is $67.95. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're looking at a total of a 9% discount.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
And that drops it down, I think, like $620.
Yeah. Looking at about 309,000. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, potentially if you were to get all the delivery discount, the warranty discount, and the payment discount, you can get up to 9% off of the
So that's about a $30,000 and $30,500 discount. Let's see, if we were looking at the 4700,
Yeah.
Do any of those discounts apply to that one too?
The warranty discount applies to it.
And that was
that was 4%.
4%?
The volume discount applies to it, and that's 10%. And the payment discount can apply to it, and that's 2%. So potentially you'd be looking at 16%. 16% for the M6700 and basically the other 3 models.
Okay. Cool. So the 4700, I think is a possibility. The 6700 is a possibility. I'm not super interested in the other one just because it seems like they're not quite they seem like great computers.
Yeah,
they're not necessarily.
They're not as advanced as their newer
exactly,
computers.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's see. What do you know about the satellite? The satellite F300 is another one of your competitors. Do you have any information on that?
Yes, I do. Looks like it's comparable to our M6700 from what I see. Prices ranges from $3,300 to $4,500. Pretty good reviews so far. I've heard it has excellent screen displays. They don't have that hologram technology that you're looking for. Couple things that basic complaints that I got from the other customers that switched to us was the touchless sensors have poor accuracy. They're not as effective as ours, and some of the parts it says here their base machines are not as powerful and need replacement faster.
Okay.
So basically those hidden extra costs, for example, warranty, servicing, upgrading, and they say potentially could be the 20 to 30% of their listing price. So going back to what they said, they went over there, they tried the cheaper option, and they ended up kind of like losing that investment, and then coming back to us. That's just something that the reviews that I've heard.
So you offer with the 3 lower models, after purchasing 10, you qualify for the 10% discount, right?
Yes.
And there is no quantity or bulk discount.
No,
Okay.
we don't provide that for that, and that's why we do provide the delivery discount, and that only applies to the M6700. So it's not as much, but it's definitely we decided to we're not going to just discount the older ones.
And the delivery discount was just 4%, is that right?
It was 3%.
3%. Okay.
At the bottom right of your
Okay.
screen there should be.
Let's see. So let me just tell you what I'm thinking. The 6700 seems like the top laptop in the market right now.
Mhm.
We'd love to make that work, but honestly, it's just not really in our budget
Okay.
with the discounts that you guys offer.
Okay.
Do you guys have any options of? I know you mentioned it's obviously better to get paid up front, but maybe we could work something out. We pay over time. That might be something that we could fit into our budget.
Definitely. Going back, usually our customers pay within 30 days. If you do need an extension, I can offer interest-free extension of up to 60 days. after that, we will be required to charge interest on depending on how long it takes you to pay out. But does 60 days seem workable, or do we have to?
That's possible. Honestly, I'd probably just have to talk to people about it, so maybe we can come back to that if we need to. But,
Okay.
but I just wanted to check and see if that was a possibility.
Yeah, but like I said, interest free up to 60 days. After 60 days, I'm required to start, charging interest. Yeah.
Okay. So one thing that the Challenger people mentioned is that they are offering a leasing program. Do you guys have anything similar to that?
Yes, we do have a leasing program. Give me 1 second. So it honestly depends on how long you're looking to lease it. I can basically show you how a leasing, if you want to take a look at that. So basically right here, looks like, again, I'm not too familiar because this is a little bit new to me.
Okay. Looks like
the
longer you lease it,
the
the less
longer
you
you
pay.
lease it, yeah, the less they'll charge is interest. So if you're looking to like it says right here, less than a year, it's gonna be 70% like markup. And then you're like, for example, your payment. So, example, for $2,000 laptop, your payments are lesser and they're further extended. But that's definitely, we can definitely work with that.
And it looks like we have an option of doing between 1 and
5, yeah.
plus,
5
and up
plus,
or whatever.
yeah.
Okay.
However long you guys want to, yeah.
So hypothetically, if we did like 2 years, would we be able to, and then we really like to want to keep using them, would we be able to either extend our lease or just purchase them outright at that time?
Can you restate the question? What?
So after say we have like a 2-year lease and we get to the end of that,
Mhm.
do we have to give them back, or can we extend our lease or even purchase them? And just pay the difference?
Potentially, I believe you can purchase them.
Okay.
You probably, I would recommend purchasing them. I don't want you guys to be stuck with that technology. For example, you said we release something every 4 months. So potentially in 2 years you might have something that is a little bit more advanced, a little bit more up to date. But definitely, I would recommend paying it off at that moment.
Okay. And what kind of warranty do you guys offer with the leasing option?
With this, I think it's the same. It does include against theft and other damages. For example, you got a leaky roof, falls on the computer, we'll be able to help you out with that. The next day on-site maintenance is also included.
Okay. So let's see, if we were looking at say like a 2-year lease, like 1 to 3 years,
So that's 60%.
so that's, I guess we're looking at this one, so it would be, I guess that much per
payment, per unit. Yeah.
per year, per unit. Okay, so 21. That's looking at about 18,000 for the 2 years. Does that sound right for the leasing option?
I believe so.
Okay.
Again, I apologize for not being too familiar
No,
with
you're
this.
good. This is something that you guys are doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So potentially, yeah. What does that add up to? I think that's the interest that it's charging. So that would be your interest, $18,120 is your interest.
And so what is the, how would we figure out the price that we're paying?
So the price that you're paying, so going back to the catalog, basically that's the price it is, and that money is tacked on to the.
Wait. So if I understand right, you're saying that we would pay that much?
Well, you would have certain discounts. You like, for example,
Oh, sure, like the 9% discount
Yeah.
or whatever. But then if we're leasing, we'd pay. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me because we'd pay the basically the price plus interest to not own it, when we could just pay the price and no interest to own it. You know what I mean?
So I don't know if I made myself clear. So potentially, since you're not going to do the payment discount, so potentially you can have a 7% discount for this model.
Okay.
But that's as far as the interest. Like I said, it's 60% interest, so definitely for those 2 years, it's going to be a little bit higher. So it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but I believe that this is calculated in interest. So like I said, you're gonna have this price right here, obviously minus the 7% for each unit. But that what we're calculating right there is the interest. So yes, you're gonna have to pay that.
So what's the benefit of doing the lease?
The benefit of the lease, basically, you don't have to pay up front, and you do have that added insurance against theft, other damages compared to a warranty. Warranty is kind of more of like technology failure. So it burns out, this and that. We do cover the theft, the other damages, and then the on-site maintenance is guaranteed for however long you have that lease for. And like I said, I mean, if that's not definitely that's not comfortable, then we can definitely extend the lease. I know it's going to be a little less harsh, but that's just how it is right here. That's marked up.
Yep, this is my mobile phone you can guys here.
Okay, well then just going back to you said a maximum of 9% discount.
Yeah, and that's if that would be with up front. That would be basically the potential. But yes, up to 9%. What you could do is you could get depending on how many you get on this, you can pay these up front, and maybe you can lease like these, for example, because you can still get that up to 9%, but at the same time get the other discounts, but have that lease, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Just let me take a look at. We were at a 16% discount. We were talking about the 4,700, right?
Let me double check for you. So 10% if you buy more than 10, plus the warranty discount if you drop the warranty down and take the maintenance service off. That's 14%. Plus, if you pay that up front, another 2%.
Okay.
So potentially 16%. But if you're looking to lease it, it would be 14%.
Okay. Cool. And you were saying that you guys, customer service is big to you guys, right?
Correct, yes.
And kind of long-term relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if, we work with a lot of different companies and kind of advise them on products they use, and they ask us kind of recommendations on that.
Yeah.
Would we be able to work out a deal where we recommend your products to our clientele and people like that, and incorporate some kind of discount based on that?
Definitely. I would have to talk to the people, up higher than I am, but that does sound like something that it's very thoughtful, and I do appreciate that. And in my opinion, I would say yes. So, I mean, I just had to talk to my superiors to make sure about that.
Okay, well maybe what we should do then is we should, I would really love to go with you guys, but we gotta figure out how to make that cost work, so maybe we could meet again sometime, talk to people higher up, and I'll talk to people higher up about, possibly extending the payment deadline. I'll see what Challenger has to offer, but I think we'll just regroup in a week or something like that.
Definitely, I'm definitely down for that. And again, I do appreciate you coming in here and definitely talking to me. Thank you.